Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Tuesday. We have a 7-game slate today starting at 7 p.m., so let's get into it. It's looking like a fun one, so got a lot of stuff to talk about. If you want the updates, you can follow on Twitter at the DFS Process. You can hit the like button and subscribe before we get started. I appreciate that. And let's just get started with the big news that we have on the slate. Coming from Charlotte, they are missing Devontae Graham today. So that is a guy that plays 30-plus minutes for them, that it's not going to be out there. Only played 23 last game, but we've seen him play big minutes, especially when LaMelo Ball was out. And they're also missing one of the Martin. Cody Martin is out, and he was the one that played a lot more than Caleb. He was playing like mid-20s, low 30s in minutes. So those two guys are out for the team, which will open up a lot of minutes for extra minutes for guys like Jalen McDaniels, who will probably jump into the starting lineup. I would not be shocked at all because they seem like they like having PJ Washington at the 5. So McDaniels makes sense as a small ball 4 or even a small ball 5. He looks very good today. I think he will start and play north of like 25, close to 30 plus minutes today. And then Malik Monk is just going to get you a lot of minutes off the bench, possibly close over whoever they start at the 3. But I like Monk just because he doesn't need to do a lot to hit value except for hit his shots, and he's been doing a lot of that this season, shooting over 43% from 3-point range. He's going to take a lot of shots, and the minutes should go up today without Martin and without Graham just being the 6th man off the bench. He's only $4,300. He also looks very appealing. And then Rozier and LaMelo Ball are just going to get you a lot of usage. Rozier will probably play some extra minutes, and I think he could be a little bit lower owned than Ball, but they both look very similar, and they both look super appealing. Rozier gives you a big upside just because he can shoot a lot, and he will take probably north of like 18 to 20 plus shots today. So I like both Rozier and Ball. They're very close. The minutes-wise, I think Rozier will probably give you a few more minutes because it's only the 3rd game back for LaMelo Ball, but he did get up to 30 minutes. But I still don't think they're going to push him for like 38, 39 right out of the gate. But both guys look appealing. I would just side with Rozier if I had to pick one. And then it seems like you want to get to a couple of Hornets players. The other guy that I like a lot is McDaniels, especially if he starts today. I think he would just be a great guy next to PJ Washington and Bridges. Gets you good minutes, and he's very productive when he is given minutes, averaging under a DraftKings points per minute, but whenever he's given opportunities, he's been pretty efficient with them. And I do think he should be able to make the most of his opportunities today against Detroit. So you got a lot to like on the Charlotte side with Rozier, McDaniels, Monk, and even Ball are some of the favorite plays. And then on the Sacramento side, we have Barnes is doubtful today, and they're not going to have Halliburton, and Fox is still out. So they are missing 3 starters, which will make Buddy Hield free to take all the shots that he wants. Against OKC, a team that plays absolutely no defense, they gave up like 150 plus to the Pacers in regulation. Buddy Hield will give you big minutes today, close to 40, I would say, and he's just going to shoot a bunch. If he wants to go for 40 points today, this is his chance without Barnes, Halliburton, and Fox. Just really like Buddy Hield given the matchup. And then Marvin Bagley also looks great. He's $5,000, my second favorite. Probably the best point per dollar play on the Kings side today. Got up to 34 minutes in just his 2nd game back, but he's going to be super aggressive today, missing Fox, Barnes, Halliburton, etc. His minutes should be very secure, north of 30, and playing at the 4, he can play some backup center minutes as well. He looks like an absolute bargain at only $5,000. So Hield and Hield and Bagley are the top 2 plays on the Kings side, and then I would say Terrence Davis looks like a great value play. Mo Harkless looks like a solid value play, and then even a guy like Delon Wright looks pretty appealing just because he's $5,100. He's going to start at point guard, get you north of 33, 34 minutes today. Good chance to hit 6x. Good chance to maybe exceed that as well. So he's another safe play to mention. Then you could go Holmes at center if you wanted to. Whiteside's going to get some backup center minutes. And then if Maytu is out, that will probably give you some extra minutes for Richaun Holmes. So definitely the Hornets and Kings, 2 of the best teams to target today just based on all the news. And then I would say on the Brooklyn side, I would like Kevin Durant just because he's only $9,300. Still super affordable. Been playing big minutes now. He played 40 minutes against the Bucks, played 36 before that against the Pacers. He's really coming into his own, taking a ton of shots. Him and Kyrie will just continue to shoot a bunch. And he gives you double-double upside. You know, he even had a 10-assist game, so if he gets all those together, he could have a triple-double. But he's just way too cheap at $9,300. So basically, didn't take long to kind of fill out a court today. If you don't get any news, this is really what I like. But let's go back and just kind of look at some other plays that look appealing at point guard. As your pay-up options, I would say Luka looks great. Curry's on a back-to-back, but he also looks appealing. Luka without Porzingis, who's doubtful, so I'll probably go Luka, then Curry. Irving is fine, but I like Kevin Durant on his team. I'm not paying $8,000 for Sexton or $81 for Drew Holiday. I'd rather go up to Giannis. I'm not going to pay $8,000 for Lonzo. We'll see if Van Fleet plays. Hopefully he does, because then we don't have to worry about playing Lowry or Siakam too much. And then LaMelo, mentioned him. He looks amazing at $7,100. Dort couldn't make a shot last game. Only shot 4 of 19 if you think he'll bounce back. Great spot. His minutes will still be there. And there's a chance Pokuševski's out, so just an extra one less body in the rotation. But they play a lot of guys, so it's kind of tough. But Dort would be one of my favorites to target at $6,100. If you wanted to go to another Thunder player, that would be $4,600 for Theo Maledon, just as a tournament option instead of going to like DeLon Wright for GPPs. You could pivot to Theo Maledon at $500 cheaper. He gives you some upside. He's definitely a lot riskier, but I do like him given the matchup and that price tag. So those are the main guys to consider at the point guard position. You know, Flynn maybe if Van Fleet's out, but you know, kind of just touched on all the top guys. At shooting guard, besides, you know, Buddy Hield, I would look to Paul George is kind of expensive. I like him a little bit more on FanDuel. Booker, 8K plus. I don't really feel great about targeting too many pieces in that game, except Craig's been playing out of his mind. He's $3,800. He's power forward eligible, which makes no sense, but he's been playing pretty good when he's given those good minutes. And if there is no Crowder, which I don't know if he's been already ruled out yet. Yeah, he's already been out, so Craig will get you some good run, I guess. But right now, it's definitely Buddy Hield as your top guy. You could look to an Andrew Wiggins, $7,200. Dort looks pretty good. And then for value, it's not a ton except for Malik Monk and Terrence Davis are my top 2 plays. Both guys are super cheap. Both guys will get you a lot of minutes. And then you could look to Svi if you wanted to at $3,400. Small forward, Kawhi Leonard's at a really nice price tag, $8,800. This type of matchup going against his former team. He was only there for 1 year, so not too much revenge, and he did win a title. But I do like that price tag compared to $97 for Paul George. Ingram, $79. I mean, not really want to go to him, I guess. I would rather go down to maybe like a Sadiq Bey if the Pistons decide to rest everybody again. And then you can look to like Bazemore, just because you're going to continue to get a good run without Oubre. And if you needed to go to a 3K guy, it would be, or a 4K guy, it would be Terrence Davis, Diallo if he starts again, and then maybe a Cam Johnson or a Harkless in the 3K range, just because he'll probably get you like 30 minutes a day. He's not very efficient, but you know, they are going to need some other guys to step up on the team. Power forward, Bagley is my favorite. Point per dollar play, Giannis would be the top pay-up option. Could look to a Zion, but I'd rather go up to Giannis. Then Siakam, if Van Fleet is out, he would look fine at $7,900. Draymond, fresh off of a monster triple-double last night. They're running it back, same opponent, same place in New Orleans. Going to be another high-scoring game. He looks very good just because this type of matchup, you expect Draymond to have success. You can play him at center if you wanted to. But besides Draymond here in the 6K range, I like PJ Washington. Definitely going to get an uptick in production without Graham, etc. Baisley looks pretty good if you wanted to get a piece of OKC. They do have some nice options. Baisley, Dort, Maledon are pretty nicely priced, so you could do a mini stack of that game, but I really would rather get to some of these Charlotte guys and get to some of these pay-up guys in Brooklyn in that Brooklyn game. So those are the main kind of guys. If you needed some value, would be for like Cam Johnson, Craig, potentially tournament option, Saric, $3,300, just going to get you 20-plus minutes off the bench, most likely. Only played 14. Craig kind of played it very well, so he didn't get too much run. But without Crowder, he does have upside to get you over 20 minutes. At center, Giannis, the top guy, obviously, you have Bam, looks pretty good at 86. And then I like Draymond at $7,100. PJ Washington, very appealing. Holmes, only $6,300. Hopefully these Pistons guys play because I don't really want to go to them again. And then you can look to a Zubats, maybe at 52, but definitely behind some of those top guys. And then if there's no Adams, you can look to Hernangomez at $5,100. So those are the top centers. And then Jordan's been getting you some decent run. Never very fun to play, but he will probably hit value given limited minutes just because he's a double-double machine. Not really a double-double, but he will get you most likely 10-plus rebounds and then hopefully get some easy looks at the basket. But he would be a nice value center if you wanted to pay up for another guy. So that's basically it. Looking like a pretty fun slate, I would say, especially from the Charlotte and Sacramento side. And then Kevin Durant is one of my favorites pay-up studs just because he's so cheap at only $9,300. So that's it for DraftKings. Let's jump over to FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel here, point guard plays. You have Steph Curry. I like him more than Doncic. Saved $1,200. Could go up to Luka if you wanted to, but he would be behind Curry. And then you have some tremendous price tags on some cheaper plays. Like, I'm just going to kind of skip over some of this 8K range because the 6K range is absolutely loaded. You have LaMelo Ball checking in at $6,200. You have Terry Rozier at only $6,000. So both of these guys look amazing. You can play both of them together. And then you have Delon Wright at 52. So those are my top three guys to play at point guard besides Steph Curry as the top guy. So I don't really need to go to any cheaper play. You could look to Maladon if you wanted to, but $6,000, $6,200, and $5,200 for three guys that will play north of like 33, 35 minutes a day. All are pretty good producers, especially Rozier and Ball, and they're both really nicely priced. So I'll go LaMelo on FanDuel. He's only $200 more than Rozier, but I like both of them together if you wanted to do that. At shooting guard, Paul George looks great. I mean, compared to Sexton at 85, Booker at 8,000, I'd rather go up to Paul George. Or you can go to like a Andrew Wiggins, $7,100. You can look to some other value plays here, like a Malik Monk. He's 5K, so he's not super cheap, but he will get you at least like 25, close to 30 minutes off the bench. And then maybe Diallo if he starts and they're resting everybody again. And then it would be Terrence Davis as a very good value at only $3,800. So right now, I like getting up to Paul George, $9,000. Small forward, it's a position where you can pay up. You have a couple of studs with Durant. He's kind of appropriately priced. I wouldn't say overpriced because he is deserving to be over $10,000 given the way he's been playing. I like him more than Butler. I like him more than Kawhi Leonard. So go ahead and put him in. If you wanted to save money, you can do that with a Ingram at $7,300, a Buddy Hield at $7,000. And then you have Dort at only $5,600. All those guys look very appealing. And then those are, if you needed to go even cheaper, you can look to Cam Johnson, Harkless, potentially. But I do like Durant as a pay-up. And then you have Dort and you have Buddy Hield as kind of, and even Bridges as mid-range options here. Moving on to power forward, it is Giannis. He's 11-4, so he's expensive, but definitely, we saw what he did against this matchup last game where he went for north of 70. You can go down to a Draymond at $7,600 or even a Zion at 96. But you do have some guys in the 6K range that are nicely priced with a PJ Washington at $6,600. If Grant plays at only $6,200, you'll probably hit value pretty easily. And then you have in the 5K range, you have Marvin Bagley, $5,500. He looks very appealing given how many minutes he should play today. And then you have all the way down here in the 3K range, you have McDaniels at $3,800. I like him a lot given that price tag. I'm expecting him to play north of 25, close to 30 minutes today. Probably the latter if he starts. And the matchup is fine against Detroit. Hopefully Grant and those guys play so the game is going to be closer. But they're on the road, so I'm expecting them to at least be in this game for 4 quarters. So I do like McDaniels. He's just very cheap at 38. Given the upside that he has 30-point upside especially if he's given 30 minutes. And then at center, it's Bam as a top-end guy. There's not too many centers on the slate that look great. It's basically Bam and then Holmes and Ayton at $6,300. And then for value, it is like a Willie Hernangomez if he starts in place of Adams. I don't want to pay $48 for Jordan, so it's basically Hernangomez or Adams if he plays, or Zubats at $4,500. Zubats is pretty cheap. See how he's been playing. He kind of struggled last game. His minutes have kind of been up and down. Now that Kawhi's back, it's definitely less shots in the usage for him. But I will go up for Bam. I just like, he's pretty safe to get you 40 upside in the 50s if he has like an outlier game in some of these defensive stats. And going up against the Dallas team, they were going to be matched up against like Powell and Willie Cauley-Stein. So good spot matchup for Bam. Guys that don't really leave the paint too much. Should be able to get rebounds, should get some assists. He's been doing great with the assists and plays good minutes for the team. So really like Bam at center on FanDuel. And that is pretty much it for the cores. We got a couple of studs. George Durant got some nice value with McDaniels and LaMelo Ball, and then Bam as a pay up, and it's still easy with north of 5,600 left. So that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Best of luck tonight, and I'll catch you all next time.